the record button. Okay, now we should be ready.
I believe in you. All
Yes.
right.
All right, go, Kier.
Making me go.
Which way are you going?
Aren't we supposed to go up the tower? Or am I a little ahead of you again?
You may be a little ahead of me again.
I'm at In Shadow's Way.
Ah. But yeah, I have to actually take that first.
Okay, sorry. I always
fine.
take it before quitting.
Hide the log window. Before we speak at length, I believe a change of surrounds is in order. I have more than ill tidings to share, you see. I sense others arriving not long ago. Though my communions with Heidelin have grown infrequent, I have learned enough from her to know these are your comrades. And as luck would have it, they have already reached my abode. Come, let us join them. Oh cool, now everyone else is on the moon. I gotta change my song to
Yeah,
a warrior.
How did they get to the moon again?
Maybe they also used the teleport thingamajigger.
I thought we got redirected by Heidelin.
No, they got redirected by Heidelin to be further away, so we could actually have time to catch up to them. Well, now I gotta change my song to We're Warriors on the Moon to We're Scions on the Moon now. That was what I was working on before the stream. We're Scions on the Moon. Sometimes we're both dragoons. Tough crowd.
Not sure if my humming came through or not. Yay, AI filters.
Thank goodness you are unharmed. We did what we could to subdue the Tempest before making our way here. Not without casualties, unfortunately. Some few detonated explosives, killing themselves and others. The contingent's healers had their hands full tending to the injured and enthralled when we took our leave. Lest you wonder, Mistress Cryle hath also been delivered unto their care. Serving as a conduit of Heidelin's power hath taken its toll, but she will recover in due course. As for Alfinode and Alice, they insisted on remaining in Garlemald while we three rushed to your aid. It appears, however, that matters here have already come to a conclusion. Say hi, Thlodeus. No, wait, that was the other guy. I'm misremembering my characters. But what manner of conclusion, if I might ask? And is this the ally whom Heidelin bade you seek out? He's not unlike the shades of Amarot. Not unlike, perhaps, but not the same. I was created by Heidelin together with this place. It has ever been my duty to keep vigil over Zodiac, or rather, it was my duty. Oh yeah, I forgot I was still a dragoon.
Yeah.
Then Zodiac is no more. Yep. And not without consequence, I'm afraid. For now the delicate weave of the star preserved by his presence will begin to unravel. If you mean to avert the final day, you shall have need of... Are you alright? My attempts to forestall Zodiac's release have all but exhausted my strength. If you might allow me to rest a short while, I will share with you all I can. Please do. You need not exert yourself on our account. These crystals contain records of your time here, yes? May we peruse them while we wait? By all means. If you wouldn't review them chronologically, might I suggest beginning with those on the upper floor? Who puts the earliest records on the top floor? I shall leave that to you, Green, while I see what can be gleaned from the crystals on these lower levels. The Ancients has some weird-ass, organization system.
Yeah.
Also, I think I heard a bit of Peter talking in the background.
What?
I thought I heard some conversation in the background.
I don't hear him. That's weird.
Oh, it might be me then. Maybe I'm hearing myself.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why that's feeding back in then. That's so strange.
My gear doesn't need to be repaired yet. In the glowing crystal. As you gaze into the crystal, ancient knowledge of Zodiac flows through your mind. Daily summary, no anomalies detected. Daily summary, no anomalies detected. Daily summary, no abnormalities detected. These appear to be recordings of a long, lonely vigil on the moon, dating back to the beginning of Zodiac's imprisonment. Hello? Testing?
Oh.
Yeah,
testing.
Yeah, I can definitely hear myself.
Let me try to adjust. Hopefully this helps.
I jumped down too much. Ah! Okay, I don't hear myself right now.
Good.
I thought it would be at the bottom, so I jumped down. That was not the correct decision.
I did the same thing. It's going from the top to bottom, so you got to move down the staircase.
As you gaze into the crystal, knowledge of past calamities flow through your mind. These records describe how, with each rejoining, Zodiac's thirst for freedom grew, as did strain on the brands. Maintaining Zodiac's imprisonment appears to tax Heidelin greatly. Warmly glowing crystal. The records describe the Watcher's efforts to prepare in the event Zodiac broke free from his prison. The record is going to describe maintenance carried out regularly with the Loperites, though it is not clear who or what they are. As you gaze into the crystal, record of an unexpected visitor flows through your mind. The records note the Watcher's musing when Elidibus is spotted on the moon, though clearly not for the first time. It is clear he and his brethren have a keen interest in freeing Zodiac from his prison, and yet they have made no attempt to destroy the brands. Perhaps they prefer he remain hidden from mortal eyes until the final rejoining. Perhaps they realize we would never dare bring harm to Zodiac so long as he remains imprisoned. Did you learn anything of import? So as we suspected, maintaining the brands require a great deal of her energy and focus, and this cost has grown higher with every rejoining. That would explain why contact with her has become rather infrequent since the 7th Umbral Calamity. I too made a rather startling discovery. This heavenly body we know to be the moon was in fact created by Hydaelyn. When the Watcher said he was created together with this place, I thought he only meant this facility. Truly, Hydaelyn's powers are far beyond anything I could have imagined.
It is we who should thank you. The records stored here are nothing short of extraordinary. There is much we could learn of Zodiac and his imprisonment, but perhaps you could offer us more focused guidance. Pray, tell us of the calamity that came before and comes now again. Were the ancients ever able to deduce its source?
Ah, a globe with thumbtacks, the most advanced technology.
Celestial currents. I cannot say I am familiar with the concept.
And so they sought a means to harness the forces of darkness, of activity and growth. Thus was Zodiac conceived. No less a power than a god's could set right the laws of nature and quicken the flow of ether within the star.
Emmett Selk claimed that those who summoned Hydaelyn did so because they saw Zodiac's power as a threat. Is that true?
Oops. Could have sworn she beseeched me to banish the darkness.
The Ascians set in motion 7 rejoinings before we came to oppose them. How many more worlds would have been lost had we not placed our faith in her? How many more souls living in the present would have been snuffed out for the sake of those long dead?
Well, in light of recent events, I see no reason to doubt your words. And even if Hydaelyn is not a god in truth, if Minfilia believed that we should trust in her plans, then I choose to do just that. Which brings me to a rather important question. Let's suppose we try but fail to stop this second coming of the final days. Should the source fall, what will become of the other worlds?
Yes, but what is it?
Oh god, the moon is the arc. The time has come for you to be on your way. The crater at the heart of Lake of Mare Lamentorum, where Zodiac was imprisoned, is not so easily traversed, however. Let us call upon Argos, the familiar whom you met earlier. He should have no trouble bearing you across. As Hydaelyn created me as a Gaoler, so too did she create Argos as the god. It is his nature to appear when needed, yet he is nowhere to be found. Strange. Mayhap the imbalancing of Aether has affected him. Let us make for the crushing brand and attempt to call upon him here there. You need but recall the path you walked with Argos before, and you will find your way. If he labors in service to Hydaelyn's plan, I see no reason not to do as he suggests. Shall we make for this crushing brand, then?
I don't remember the path.
You'll be
We're
fine.
doomed.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, I'm right behind you.
Oh, look, there must be a big fish window here or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Unfortunately, I don't think I have the right bait.
Whatever lure that lure might help. But also, wasn't there a merchant and mender inside of that tower?
I think it was just a mender. Or, no, it wasn't
Oh.
merchant and mender, but that would involve me having to go back and grabbing that and then coming back here and checking what fish it is.
Well, if you were so fish obsessed, then you should have bought it as soon as you saw, oh hey, new merchant and mender, god.
I haven't. I literally just put enough inventory space together to have almost 2 bags free. Come on.
Well, that sucks now, doesn't it? Because you decided to be a fisher.
Yeah, I had to fill all this with fishing and gardening stuff.
Well, then I guess you gotta pay money for extra inventory space.
Ugh. Just give me a second, Chocobo.
mean, that's what paying for the companion app does, essentially.
Does it?
That pulls your chocobo space, yeah.
The place we seek is just ahead at the Chlorophoscra. You see, Argos cannot manifest without sufficient concentrations of ambient ether. You would be hard-pressed to find a greater confluence inside this cavern. Follow me. Yes, here will do nicely. The lunar spongoi draw aether from the ground, which is then dispersed in the air. At present, however, the ambient energies are not quite sufficient for Argos to manifest. Might you be willing to spare some of your own to help the spongoi along? Spongoi or spongoi? I wonder how you pronounce it.
I mean, it kind of reminds me of sea sponges.
I think that's the point. Sponge-like. Argos manifests in a flash. He seems glad to see you again. Oh, dang it. A most fascinating creation of Heidelin's, would you not agree? Should the need arise, he even able to recreate reflections of himself on a whim. Though I assure you it was no reflection which accompanied you earlier to the brand. No, Argos was quite eager to be at your side then, as he is now it seems. I cannot recall when last he showed such an affinity for anyone. Indeed, I thought him more likely to shy away from you and your companions. Perhaps it was more than a sense of duty that compelled him to aid you before. As for your companions, unexpected, but greatly appreciated. I believe we are all ready. Then let us return outside that you may cross the chasm. Warriors on the moon, sometimes we're both dragoons. Van Daniel standards and some dread, something's gonna go wrong soon. Thank you.
Soon, I thought I already went wrong.
Yeah, I wanted to find a rhyme for it, so.
Yeah, I'm just teasing.
You do that a lot. Your destination is a structure there across the cradle of darkness. But climb onto Argos' back, and he will take care of the rest. Once you arrive, it should not take long to find the ship's crew. The facility is designed to rouse them from their slumber in the event of Zodiac's destruction. Heed their counsel. Together you may guide the star and its people to a kinder fate. This is where we part ways, but know that I shall ever be watching and praying for your success. Oh, your choco was blocking your stola.
Sorry.
Our allies' assurances notwithstanding, we cannot be certain what awaits us on the other side, so perhaps it would be best if we did not go all go at once. I propose the two of us cross first, while Thancred and Urianger wait here. Ride Argos across the chasm. Whee! Onward! A malefic aether yet permeates through the crater. Remnants of Zodiac, most like. Just a little further. This structure is enormous, though that is hardly surprising given the size of the average Emerald team. Apologies for the wait. Right then, let us head inside and... Oh? Most intriguing. A means by which he conserveth energy, mayhap. Well, I certainly would have wanted to blink out of existence on our account, helpful as he's been. Thank you, Argos. We'll take things from here. If Argos is to remain without, let us not keep him waiting over long. Ooh, an Aetherite.
Our moonship pilot should be around here somewhere. Is that right?
Oh, whoever they are, they gotta be gigantic. Or not. Ah, yes, rabbits on the moon.
Yep.
A classic tale.
So are they going to make mochi or are they going to make medicine?
Both. They're gonna have an alchemist and cooking quest where you're gonna make a mochi medicine.
Look lively, everyone!
At this rate, they're probably gonna also be a tribal as well.
Probably.
I know. This
They're super cute.
1243rd inspection is a mite ahead of schedule, but it is of the utmost importance. For Zodiac, alas, is no more. As of now, our mighty moon has a new purpose: to bear the people of Aetheris to safety. Our time has come, my friends. We must be swifter than swift. There is much to do before our guests arrive. I expect your workstations to be immaculate. And don't forget to relay our signal to Aetheris.
So about that.
Yes? No? Maybe so? No? Then hop to it!
"'Tis a rather curious crew she hath chosen. Their endearing forms intended to ease the passengers' hearts, perhaps."
Perhaps.
Thancred's dumbfounded expression suggests he is still struggling to comprehend the spectacle he has just witnessed. They must be the Loperates mentioned in the Watcher's records. Not at all what I expected, but the Watcher did bid us heed their counsel. I assume the one who gave that rousing speech was their leader, though we might have to ask about it in order to track them down. Come on then, let us be about it. I wonder if they have a different dialogue if you come here as a Viera.
You know, that does seem like something that would happen. Yeah.
Ow. God, walking around this place could be a pain.
Only to your HP.
Ah, gemstone trader.
I was kind of expecting a chocobo equivalent, but makes sense.
The leader of the crew? Not me, I'm afraid. Singing Way is the name. I'm in charge of the construction and maintenance of the atmospheric circulation system. Only the crispest, cleanest air for the people of Aetheris. And that's a promise. Meaner? No. Sleeping Way. My job is... Perhaps I'd better ask. Well, given their naming sense, I think it'll be easy to tell who does what. Ooh. 8th right. Oh, hello. 42 yalms to the northeast. Wait. I think it's above.
Yeah, I noticed that it was nearby when we first got, like, to the outside of the compound before leaving the doggle. And I realized, they were so close yet so far.
I'll get it later.
What? How in the... When did you get here? Who let you in? Why wasn't I told?
Take me to your leader.
Leader? Ah, yes, Look no further. I am the one you seek.
Well, well. Looks like you beat us here.
Your friends, I take it. Is this all of them? A group comprised entirely of children? What must their parents be thinking? This is a nursery after all, though perhaps we should build one. Or did we build one already? No matter, you needn't worry about your pretty little heads. All will be well, I promise. But goodness me, we should be standing around golfing. I must take you to meet the others. If you could run along back towards the entrance, you'll find a path that leads to the central platform on the upper floor. There's no wrong way to reach it, but it's a large glowing ball at the center, if you should find yourself lost. I shall gather the others and meet you there.
Gonna be real tough to breaking the bad news to these people. Or rabbits. Well then, back to the upper floor it is. Ah, there's an ether current.
course. Introductions are in order. Ahem.
Okay, come back later, Pancake.
My name is Livingway, and we are the Loporits, created for the express purpose of commanding this ship and bearing the people of Aetheris to a brave new world. More specifically, I am the one whom she charged with the execution of her most vital plans. You might say I'm her right paw. Livingway's the name. Map reader and navigator of the heavens.
Pleasure to meet you all, but I'm still trying to make sense of this.
Confusion and bewilderment are completely understandable. Fear not, I shall walk you through it. The people of Aetheris, through no fault of your own, I'm sure, set in motion a series of events that, unfortunately, culminated in Zodiac's obliteration. Acutely aware of the imminent crisis, your parents sent you little ones on ahead while they began the necessary preparations. Still not following? No? Very well, I shall elaborate further. Here, we have Aetheris, your home, and the moon, where we are now. Without Zodiac around to keep things lively, so to speak, the celestial currents of the star have doubtless begun to degrade. A calamity of apocalyptic proportions will be visited upon Aetheris, bringing an end to all life. Very sad, that.
So too hath the Watcher claimed. By thine unperturbed countenance, I gather this eventuality was anticipated.
The doom and gloom. Oh yes, quite expected. Imagine, if you will, that Aetheris is a delicious carrot that I've forgotten to eat and left out in the midday sun. The most earnest wishes or prayers will not stop it from rotting to the core. So sadly, there's nothing to be done but to abandon said carrot, Aetheris, in case the metaphor is lost on you, to its grisly fate.
And this moon will serve as the vessel to deliver us to a new home.
Just so! We will gather up as many people, supplies, and resources as our stores will hold. And then, once everyone is aboard, it's off to another star. Easier said than done, admittedly, for one does not simply hop from star to star on a whim. Which is precisely why we've spent countless years constructing the most propulsive of propulsion systems. We ought to make it to our destination in 2 shakes of a rabbit's tail.
Impressive technology. I dare say it is beyond anything we have ever seen.
No need to shower us with praise. All we've done is faithfully carry out the instructions left to us by Hydaelyn. Back in the old days, when she was still just Venar, she was dedicated to the study of the world and its inner workings. And the Watcher, the real one, not the simulacrum you met, was one of her fellow researchers. We and this wondrous vessel masquerading as a moon are products of their knowledge and know-how.
There's certainly more to you all than meets the eye. Might I ask where exactly you intend to take us?
We identified a few promising candidates for resettlement some time ago, but we cannot guarantee that they are fit for habitation. Moreover, the ship can only travel in short bursts. We intend to go down our list, hopping from star to star, until we find one suitable for resettlement. No need to worry, though. The vessel is being refurbished with accommodation for an extended stay as we speak. While we did have to rely upon outside help to determine what amenities were essential, I dare say we have risen to the challenge.
If the punchline is that they've been relying on Charlion and stocking up Archon Loaf, I'm going to gag.
Help? From who?
From you and yours! Who else? Each time we woke to perform regularly scheduled maintenance, we were greeted by the resources you sent us. What better way to learn about preferences and proclivities of our present-day charges? Ah, but you're still adorable little children. Perhaps your elders were responsible for the deliveries.
I'm not sure what led you to conclude otherwise, but I can assure you that we are all grown men and women, and I very much doubt my elders know this place exists, much less how to send you so much as a starlight missive.
What? Then who in blazes let you on my moon?
Eidolon.
Heidelin herself led you here. You don't say! Well, that's really not children. Then why are you so small and stunted? Like little baby carrot people.
Well, Amarotimes were a great deal taller. In the present day, persons of such prodigious size are exceedingly rare.
So, you're saying everyone's not like the Watcher? Oh, confound it all! Someone could have at least scribbled a note about your profound miniaturization.
That tome in thy possession.
Oh, this? One of the first books sent to us. A compendium of the people of Aetheris, with a few blank pages at the back for minor corrections and updates as needed. The sum total of our knowledge of your kind is contained in these pages.
Oh, this doesn't look good.
I thought it was abridged and made small for our benefit, but this isn't a regular-sized book, is it? Building way, can you hear me? Yes, we're all very busy. Change of plans. I need you to rebuild the domiciles at 1/3 the scale. All of them. Yes, all of them, and but me no buts. See to it with all speed.
Perhaps you could tell us a bit more about your terrestrial collaborators.
Yes, in due time. But first, I'd like to hear more about you, if it's all the same. I'd rather not risk any other complications due to outdated knowledge of our passengers-to-be.
So I think we can correlate that Charlion is not only aware of the arc, but was probably
Yeah, they were prepping it.
But then forgot to mention the fact that what the Loperites know are different from what is actually. Oops.
Yeah, I'm hoping it turns out that they are making mochi as our foodstuffs and not, as you mentioned, Archon Loaf.
I mean, we're actually helping them fix the Archon Loaf.
Yeah,
Archon
that's why I'm
Loaf
hoping
too.
it's not the Archon Loaf.
Well, they were also gathering like lots of animals for a long time purposes.
Why are there monsters in here?
Right then, now that you're here, we need you to teach us all you can about your people, and quickly. It won't be long before the final days are upon us in all their terrible grandeur, so it is imperative that we be prepared to receive our passengers to be. If there is anything at all that may displease them, it must be addressed post-haste. And address it we shall. Here at Best Ways Burrow, we have assembled everything required to offer our guests the best way forward. Ahem. We have produced myriad amenities you understand to be essential for day-to-day living, and I wish for your opinions on them.
I guess it's gonna be Charlian 2.
I'm sure you worked up an appetite. Why don't we start with food stuff? No! Meet me at the Caratorium and we'll see about filling your bellies.
Oh, not Charlian food.
Sorry, I forgot that you hadn't gotten to this point yet when I was mentioning the mochi again.
Oh. Which is not one for enthusiasm. The notion of Aetheri's rotting to its core being a matter of course is rather concerning, though. Nevertheless, let us take this opportunity to learn more of the Loperids and this vessel. Ow.
Oh, intercurrent.
Right, it's like the supporter that I'm using as a mount. See, look. Here,
Give me a second. Where are you?
right above on the top of the staircase to your right. Up above. No, behind you.
Oh, I see you now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's supposed to be a current over here?
No, the other one. The one I was trying to go up.
Ah. Ah, they'll probably get us up there.
Yeah, that's how I got to it.
Oh, Thancred.
What?
Welcome to the Caratorium. Here we create prototypes of various sundries required by our soon-to-be passengers. Allow me to introduce the head of foodstuff production. Cooking Way. Pleasure to meet you all. All workers involve no small amount of trial and error, but after many cycles of painstaking labor, I dare say we have created the finest cuisine our guests could ask for. I learned out about essential nutrients for a healthy and balanced diet from the reference materials we received. Why, I practically warned the words from these invaluable pages. Naturally, you also considered ease of growth and production. We will not want for ingredients. I must insist you try some. We have fresh stock recently prepared on account of, well, because we just woke up, and we're all quite famished. Hop along the platforms here, and you'll find a storage unit full to bursting with delectable delights. Help yourself to anything you like.
Just gonna be fucking Archon loaf. Southwest. There it is. You open the storage crate unit and find a rainbow-colored assortment of carrots. Which carrot will you choose? Ominous crimson carrot. The soft texture and redolent aroma of this crimson creation belie its staggering weight. The excessive length and girth only compound the mystery, leaving you perplexed as to the nature of this carrot. Are you searching?
Maybe I should grow some red carrots.
Let's see what all the other carrots say. The vibrant yellow carrot. While it has no peculiar smell to speak of, the yellow variant is unusually light and springy. These qualities, together with its excessive length and girth, would lead anyone to question whether it is indeed a carrot. The blue variety is strangely supple to the touch and smells vaguely of mint. Its excessive length and girth only adds to the dubiousness of the so-called carrot. From front tip, no scratches or blemishes mar this immaculate specimen. Nevertheless, if not for its excessive length and girth, one might think it was an ordinary carrot. Sure, I'll take the orange one. On second thought, you elect to simply take an obscenely large carrot for now. Due to its bizarre qualities, it would be prudent to ask Cooking Way whether it is safe to eat first.
So, did any of our selections set your mouth to watering?
Obscenely large carrot. Even Vieira are like to swoon at the sight of so grand a carrot. That, or be offended by all those who assume that they would.
I wonder if that text is different if you're Vieira, though they probably didn't have, they probably don't have that capacity in Jin, since the good text is only in our English localization.
Ah, yes, a fine choice. One of my personal favorites, actually. Please dig in. I'm eager to hear what you think.
It's a carrot. Eat the obscenely large carrot. With great trepidation, you take a bite out of the carrot. There is a satisfying crunch as you sink your teeth into the orange skin, and a warm tingling sensation runs down your spine. With a second bite, a wave of euphoria washes over you and you drown in bliss. Alas, as you finish, the elation fades, leaving you with a desperate craving for another carrot. Carrot of happiness. You suddenly find yourself in a mood to eat more carrots.
What did you think? Unlike anything you've ever tasted, yes? The carrot of happiness is full to bursting with nutrients and guaranteed to leave you feeling satisfied. Satiated. It's a staple amongst lobberets. We have plenty of other varieties too. Bleeding carrots to improve blood flow, dream carrots to help with sleep. So you see, we have a carrot for every occasion.
I can certainly see a demand for this in Charleon.
Oh god.
Charleon? What in blazes is that? I take it you too had a wide assortment of carrots to choose from and not else?
No, wait, that's your stall. Ah, I messed up my voice line. If I may ask, what exactly did these collaborators share with you about cuisine on Aetheris? Surely you are aware we have an abundance of dishes and foods you could emulate.
Of course we are. Well, it was only quite recently that we established contact. Even holding a conversation was a struggle at first, so imagine our surprise when they sent a mountain of books and documents with no clear instructions. The sheer amount of information was overwhelming. If it wasn't for that encyclopedia I found, we would have been at a loss where to begin. And so we decided, rather than divide our resources to prepare a different variety of middling and potentially unsatisfying meals, it would be more efficient to devote our efforts to the production of a single, perfect food.
That's all well and good, but men cannot live on raw carrots alone.
Have you considered cooking them? You mean steaming, boiling, roasting, and the like? I suppose we could prepare the carrots in other ways. But our primary concern was efficiency. And what's more efficient than sinking your teeth into a carrot fresh from production? A rather strange approach to take for one named Cooking Way, isn't it? Well, technically speaking, Cooking Way isn't my given name. When first created, we were all named the Old Tongue, you know, that otherwise impenetrable parlance the Watcher speaks. After we received a great tome of words, a dictionary that is, from our collaborators, we learned your language, adverbs, gerunds, present continuous verb conjugations, just the basics. Then we found the terms related to our given task and used them to form new names. Aren't they helpful?
No, not really, but it does explain a great deal. Wherefore didst thy kind deem such a change necessary?
When the rest of your people arrive, we want to be certain they understand immediately what each of us does. You'd never be able to pronounce our original names anyway.
I see. I hope our critiques, such as they are, were helpful to you. Though if you should decide to preserve flora and fauna from your theories as well, you'll be able to offer the passengers a more balanced diet. Until such a day, one I pray comes sooner than later, it would appear there is naught but carrots on the menu.
I think we had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress. This way!
Joy! What'd you say?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard a noise from your end.
Might have been Peter laughing.
Ah,
Sorry.
you're fine.
Here we are, the Apero production station.
I almost said aperture.
We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task, creation magics. Heidelin, in her infinite wisdom, blessed it with a self-same affinity for magic her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them, but I will regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see our work done. In the end, we discovered crystallized ether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with the extra viz we needed.
My, how resourceful.
Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You'll also be impressed to hear that we read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession. For the sake of efficiency, I presume. This has also been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on our clothes? Make yourselves known to the workers and they'll see to the rest. I can't believe I have to hop on all these individual stairs.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Ah, it's you! One to visit from Aetherius. Goodness me, Mappingway wasn't kidding. You really are smaller than the Watcher. Oh, right. Here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? Something simple, yet functional. Simple and functional, right. This will only take a moment. Well, it certainly is simple and functional. There we are, all finished. Perfect fit if I do say so myself. Nothing too billowy or frilly as you can see, also light and durable. Sure to serve you well wherever your travels might take you. Would you look at that? Speechless! And there I thought you may not like it. If you don't mind to try something else, why not speak with my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. You must continue wearing these garments in order to progress. You'll change back to your normal garments if you move too far away. Look to your map for the garment changes area of effect. Speak with the restless lopper to restore or prolong the garment change. No one said you'd be coming. How can I help you? You wish to try my clothes? Really? Of course, it'll be my honor. Do you have anything in mind? You know what surprised me? I think I can handle that. Let's see. It should do. Some of my best work yet. It's a relatively new concept incorporating an idea that's never been tried with clothing before. Fragrance! Can you smell the carrots? Ah, simply divine. I was worried about how the concept would turn out and put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Won't you go and show Livingway? I'm sure she's eager to see what we come up with. My, don't we look splendid? The result of much trial and error, but I know quality work when I see it. Shh! You need to speak. I can see your adoration for the moon and we loprits in your eyes. No doubt your friends feel the same having sampled our creations. I mean, I might be polite enough to not say anything, but the Thancred is a different matter. And Y'shtola.
Also, we basically never say anything.
Also that. Sorry to have kept you waiting. They insisted we sample all of their concept ere we returned. Verily, 'tis an ensemble most becoming.
I think it's past time we return these clothes.
I was so confident our garments would meet with your approval. Whatever are we doing wrong? The Watcher taught us that in his time everyone wore the same robes. To do otherwise was against social etiquette. We thought we could appeal to modern taste by tailoring the robes to specific professions, but...
Please, you mustn't be so hard on yourself. Should we resort to evacuating the people of Aetheris, they'll most certainly have need of your attire. It is clear you spared no effort in addressing our needs, but you must understand we are not quite so homogeneous. Speaking for myself, what I wear now better suits my taste, even if it is of inferior make. But there are others whose choices may be influenced by traditions or personal experience. Rather than make assumptions for the whole, you must consider the individual and their potential preferences.
I fear we've underestimated the complexity and diversity of your people. Even if we memorize every tome we receive, I doubt we'd have fared much better. Maybe we're doing you a disservice trying to shower you with our baubles and frippery, thinking it was for your benefit when you'd be better off on your own.
There are some who might agree, people who prefer to keep others at arm's length, even when they know they shouldn't. As one such formal fool, I'd like to ask you a question. This plan to evacuate and escape the final days, did it account for the reflections of the source as well?
Not that I'm aware of. We were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris, and the salvation of the people on that star and that star alone has ever been our aim. Surely it's better to devote ourselves to saving one world than to divide our efforts across 14 and risk failing them all.
I suppose you're right. Livingway, might we have leave to explore Bestaway's burrow unattended? You have given us much to think about.
Why, certainly.
Until later, then. If I may, I should like to accompany thee a while longer.
Really? I mean, you're more than welcome to. There was actually something I wish to speak with you about. Let's be off then, shall we?
Oh, there's a storm in my area.
Oh, I hope you'll be okay.
That'll be fine, it isn't raining yet.
Well, my apologies. Wasn't trying to spy or anything. Everyone's been talking about the visitors come from Aetheris, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I was excited at first, but now I'm worried. What if the people of Aetheris refuse to come? What if we can't save them? It's clear we made a mess of things. Oh, but wait! You still haven't visited the domiciles. Once you see them, you'll understand how wonderful the moon truly is. I'm sure of it. I'll be waiting for you by the teleporter near the entrance. Oh, her name's Growingway, by the way. See you soon.
I'm now expecting to see a Hemingway.
There he is. You're here. You're really here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sorry. What should I call you? Green Slime, eh? Crikey, even your names are amazing. Well, Green, we'll be using this teleporter to enter the residential area. Whenever you're ready. I thought it was under construction because it needed to be downsized by a third.
Ready in the teleporter. Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Oops.
Heh. Like you said.
Yep.
Oh, that's not that far.
A private
Time for plot
audience, as
convenience.
thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand?
They can't. They're banning us from the city.
Having seen the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too. You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Ah, idle musings. 'Tis no trifle thou dost ask, yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up. It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proved useful in the meantime. A shame you couldn't see it though. You really would have liked it. You can now travel between the upper and lower floors of the Best of Ways Burrow via the teleporter. It may not seem like it, but we've been planning for this far longer than I care to admit. Each time we woke up, we'd have long discussions about how to save as many of you as we can. Felt like everyone had an opinion on this or that. But the one thing we all agreed upon was that the people of Aetheris wouldn't take action to save themselves until it was far too late. That's why we're striving to make the moon a vibrant, magical place they'd hop to the chance to visit, rather than waiting for the flames of oblivion to get them off their tails and force them to accept our invitation. The residential quarters may not be up to the necessary standards just yet, but there are plenty of other places worth seeing. You've already had a look around the Curatorium. Wait till you see what's waiting for you at the east end of the burrow. Follow me. Whee! Good to hear. Through this scroll is the greatest End's Veil. It was named as such because it's the veil to end all veils, most beautiful forest you'll ever see. We understand that people of Aetheris enjoy taking leisurely walks through natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice stroll to the fountain? This way!
It's just gonna be, instead of an arboretum, it's gonna be like a menagerie, isn't it? Where there's monsters all lurking about.
I mean, isn't that this whole place? Got a bunch of monsters lurking about?
Yeah, but they're making it sound like this place specifically is more to be like a natural area or something. Huh, that's a lot of rainbows.
Doesn't it look natural?
Not at all. No, I mean the trees, not the rainbows. I mean, we did see a rainbow aetheryte thing in the back when we were doing Eden quests. But I guess that wasn't really natural either.
Well,
What?
wasn't the point of Eden to make everything natural?
Yes.
Bring back nature?
Yes.
And that's what made it rainbow?
Yes.
So, what do you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant? Simply sublime?
I didn't see any. Wait, you mean those crystals out there are...
Right you are! Our forest is made of crystals and constructs dotting the landscape as far as the eye can see. Building this place was challenged, let me tell you. Since we were born here, we never seen trees in person before, let alone a forest. The information set by our collaborators was quite enlightening, but after much deliberation, we decided to use crystalline constructs in place of living trees.
That is not going to work.
And thanks to our atmospheric circulation system, this place produces air as clean as you find in a forest in Aetheris. The fountain here behind us, powered by the rather large crystal adorning its top, plays a vital role in supplying us with fresh water. Much time and effort was spent making the most spherical of shapes, and I dare say the unparalleled roundness speaks for itself. I enjoy nothing more than a nice long stretch and a spot of relaxation whenever I come up here. You look like you could do it to stretch yourself. That's the spirit. I feel more relaxed simply watching you. A sight worth the many years spent building this place. If it's not too much to ask, it's always been a dream of mine to take a walk through the waters with someone from Aetheres. Could we maybe... You will? Oh, be still, my quivering whiskers. Growing oil is now accompanying you. Keep right your side in order to proceed with quest objectives.
Oh, by the way, on the to the right side of the staircase back to the center area, there's an aether current.
Okay. Excuse me, you can taste the rainbow crystal. But no, I'm not sure what you do with the crystals on Aetheria, but we don't eat them, certainly not this one. There's of all 6 elements, wind, lightning, fire, earth, ice, and water, we use crystals like these to maintain the moon's elemental equilibrium. It's worth mentioning though that because of Hydaelyn's influence, being the embodiment of tranquility and stasis and all, manipulating the elements here is different than it might be on Aetheris. Conjuring a fire would sooner dry your clothes than singe them, was an example. Put simply, the etheric conditions are ill-suited to growth, which is why the surface is mostly barren. Okay, that makes sense. Of course, this was all necessary to keep the raging energies of Zodiac in check. I see. So you're saying that farming is an Asian propaganda. Tough crowd.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted.
Oh no. I was thinking, Green, that I could be more helpful to you by teaching you a little about the moon and what it is we do. When we were first created, the moon's sole purpose was to hold Zodiac, and there was absolutely nothing to be found here. Eventually, Hydaelyn gave us our first task, furnish the moon with propulsion systems capable of facilitating travel to other stars. It sounds impressive, and I suppose in some respects it is, but it was only possible thanks to all the knowledge Hydaelyn shared with us. We also had a lot of time to get it done, 6,000 years, give or take. But anyway, let's keep going. This may come as a surprise. We didn't build the habitable areas until after the propulsion systems were ready. Considering how long it took, I wish we started sooner. Who would have thought we'd need 4,000 years to make all this? Certainly what doesn't work you dare rush either. We had to create infrastructure and countless supporting systems, some of which wouldn't be operational until hundreds of years later. And there was that brief period where our productivity came to a screeching halt, and that bizarre red satellite was sent up from Aetheris. The Allergan's mischief, I think. We thought maybe some new nefarious actor was colluding with Zodiac. All we could do was stand by and brace ourselves for the worst. Can't tell you how relieved we were when... What was that sound?
What?
No, I just heard a sound in the game. It's going...
I think that's the rabbits talking to each other.
Huh. Okay. Can't tell you how relieved we were when Hydaelyn informed us of its destruction. Oh yes, there was much joyous humming that day. Say, do you notice anything peculiar about the treetops? I mean, apart from the fact that the massive crystals are not trees. I'll give you a hint. It's the golden rings emanating from the glowing spheres. Along with a device fixed near the ceiling, they fulfill a role similar to our sun, and do so better even. The sun and similar celestial objects in the great expanse radiate energy that is harmful to your bodies. These rings shield you from that energy while allowing you to bathe in the perfect amount of sunlight. Or rather, a close approximation of it. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? Oh, and if you look closely, you'll see different type of trees have ever so slightly different curvature. Yes, indeed, this forest truly is the greatest. There was something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh, right. The propulsion systems and habitat facilities were completed around 2,000 years ago, and with that, most important features were fit for purpose. Which was all well and good, except we still knew absolutely nothing about the present-day people of Aetheris. Why not go and visit Aetheris yourself, you might ask? Strictly forbidden. Were our technology or knowledge of the moon's true purpose exploited for evil ends, the results could be disastrous. Where have I heard that before? And there were a few more rejoinings, and it became increasingly difficult to converse with Hydaelyn. Fearful we might lose the ability to communicate with her altogether, we beseeched her to find people in Aetheris we could trust to help. We were quite fortunate everything worked out as it did. With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited, hopeful Hydaelyn would find someone who would help us. Eventually she did, and though her power was waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. We shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens and the means to travel here to the moon. They certainly didn't waste any time with what we taught them. No more than a few years after that, our collaborators found means to convey our messages and supplies to us from down below. With all the letters, books, and other resources they sent, we learned enough to start making more meaningful changes to the moon. And now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would like the greatest Endwalker. I knew it! Thank you again for coming here, by the way. I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. There you are. I take it you already received a grand tour. A shame we missed it. Growing Way, I've been looking all over for you. Hi. Oh, is about to teleport us to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I will be calling an emergency meeting shortly, and your attendance is required. Really? Can't imagine why you need me there, but if you insist. We won't be away long, so you all are more than welcome to continue looking about the burrow. Now, come along, Growing Way. Before we arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of a rousing conversation with your guide. Did you learn anything of import? Yes, you can't eat the crystals. They spent 12,000 years preparing for this. With the appointed hour fast approaching, I can certainly understand her restlessness, but still. It remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are yet no signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who would readily come to terms with living in such surroundings. Whoever these collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities or a means to forcibly evacuate people, they will meet with a great deal of resistance. Indeed, even if faced with annihilation, the decision to forsake all one knows cannot be made lightly. Come on, the signs are all there. I realize it. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There is another matter which yet begs for mine attention. Of course, we can accompany you if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary, if you'll excuse me. It is clear now that difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Theres is indeed crucial, but I am not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections, and I trust I am not alone in my reticence. Did Urianger seem strange to you? More so than usual, I mean. I know he has a penchant for keeping his own counsel, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. We should go and see if he's alright. Y'shtola and I will remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, perhaps you can catch up to him. Oh, there it is. Yeah, how the hell do I get up this way? Okay, I need to jump down. That's what I need to do.
Assuming you get the other aether currents inside of there.
There's another one?
Oh, there's multiple in here. I think it's all but 2 here.
Well,
One we should have gotten much earlier than the one that we couldn't reach earlier, are the exceptions. So 3 in here.
I'm gonna need to come back for the feature quest for the Aether Currents anyway, so. $314 to the southwest. I'll get it later. Urianger appears to be heading towards the entrance to Bestaway's burrow. Urianger ventures off into Mare Lamentorum for reasons unknown. You must tread carefully, else he might sense your presence. Follow Urianger from a safe distance. Oops, I got spotted.
Thine arrival is timely as ever. Thou didst chance to overhear my conversation with Living Way, I presume? 'Twas not mine intent to move in shadow. Nevertheless, I have been asked to do that and more yet again. Is it so plain that these strangers could intuit it at a glance? My capacity for silence and secrecy and duplicity? And Grahatir did contrive to deliver the first at the price of his own life. I was complicit in the scheme. A sacrifice averted for a mercy. Would that I could say the same for Minfilia. One life for one world. And by that bloody bargain brokered by my hand were the scions robbed of a dear comrade, and Flamine her beloved daughter. Two souls, whose selflessness was beyond measure, whose resolve was unshakable. They would not be moved even had I thought to protest. But protest I did not. Far from it. I pushed them forward. No effort did I make to seek out alternatives, ones that would not demand such terrible costs. That resignation weigheth heavy on my mind, as does the memory of another lost to mine inaction. Dearest Moonbringer, who did face death unflinching, that we might secure a means to bring low the Ascians. In her hour of need, I did naught. Dutiful disciple of Louisoix, ever looking to the greater good. Had I shut mine eyes and bid her live instead, mayhap she would be with us today. Selfish wants born of everlasting regrets. Most days I put them from my mind, but could think of naught else when asked to swallow the same bitter draught. Subterfuge and sacrifice. Mayhap the right moral choice, but one I regard with great trepidation. The calamity of Amarot was a tragedy beyond reckoning, one which must never again come to pass. Thus must we struggle, haunted by ghosts of those we have lost, clinging to those we pray we can yet save. But what of those we cannot? How do we make peace with the dreadful algebra of necessity?
Sometimes there's no right answer.
I am not alone in my discomfort, then? 'Tis surprising, though perhaps not. We Scions are wont to debate strategy at length, but are resolute and unwavering in execution. Strange. Scarcely can I remember when last we spoke alone, and so candidly. I thank thee. For all my supposed skill with words, I find it difficult to express such private thoughts. As for the Loporrit's proposition, I will take time and consider how to respond. 'Twould be to our mutual benefit if we could converse more openly with our aspiring caretakers. A concern I should be glad to address on the Scion's behalf. To dispense with all pretense and bare one's heart to another is a frightening thing indeed. But we cannot move forward ere we take that bold first step. A lesson I have learned many times before. And today.
What are they saying? Curse these ears! I've heard bugger all! No matter. We've got our plans.
In truth, my reason for traveling hither was to effect a plan of my own. A plan which may pave a way forward for us all. May, I say, for there's no guarantee of success. 'Tis the reason I set out alone. That failure, should it come, would be mine to bear alone. Yet thou standest before me with proffered hand open and an open heart. 'Twill be remiss of me to refuse thy amity, and so I ask, wouldst thou join in mine endeavor? I thank thee for accompanying me. 'Tis a simple plan, in truth. We shall not be long away from Bestway's burrow. Difficult decisions must need be made in the coming days. I nevertheless believe we are all of one mind in our desire to save the people of Aetheris. To make clear our resolute resolve to the Loporrits, I would offer them a gift, but its making doth require a most singular ingredient. A carrot?
Well, if it turns out to be mochi. I want to see my mochi finally, damn it.
Ha! Loving ways, darlings. Ah, an abundance of spongoi. Excellent. I chanced to spy this aggregation when crossing Zodiac's erstwhile prison. Using a spell taught to me by the Numo, I believe these shall suffice for the gift I would fashion. The magic required considerable concentration, however. Might I prevail upon thee to stand watch whilst I perform the incantation?
Oh, you're not done yet.
Oh no. Stand watch at a designated location. Surveying the nearby area, you see no sign of potential threats. This would be a good opportunity to see how Urianger is faring. Urianger remains fixated on his work. There. It is done. A magic ink, every ounce as efficacious as that crafted by the Numo. Rare is the occasion I would conjure mine own, but it is nevertheless a most useful skill. The resulting product is admittedly possessed of no preternatural properties, but its hue is one of mine own choosing, which I pray the Loperates will appreciate. Green, Urianger, oh thank goodness. Although you haven't eaten or perhaps fallen into a crater. Who is this, Thancred? Nope, that's the living way. That's the living way.
Ishtola has been looking all over for you, Green. She says she needs to speak with you about something most urgent. Dire, even. She was also quite clear she wished to speak with Green alone, which means I'm afraid you must stay behind, Urianger. But worry not. It just so happens we need your help with an errand. Delivering a package from the Watcher's Palace to Bestaway's Burrow. It's quite large and heavy, perhaps even too heavy for we poor Loperates, and we would ever be so grateful if you could lend us a hand.
That's convenient. Suspiciously convenient.
Are you insinuating I would betray the trust of Heidelin's Chosen? Or worse, do anything to risk getting on Ystola's bad side? She's clearly not one to be crossed nor made to wait. Now off with you!
Worry not, Green. I shan't be long. Hold on, wasn't there a...
Yeah, there should be an Aether Current on your way back.
Yeah. Ah, there it is. I almost teleported away without remembering that. Yep, that's all the currents here.
Yay! Except for the quest ones, I'm at the same point.
We can always get them later.
I'm just waiting to have the opportunity to do the remaining ones. I got the 2 quest ones done.
Ah.
Ah, Green. We thought you'd be away for a far longer. I was told you needed me for something. A dire emergency. I said no such thing. But as you are here, I could use your assistance with one small matter. Runningway, a companion of Growing Ways, apparently has much to tell us of the final days. The problem, however, is that he's determined to live up to his name, refusing to stay still long enough for us to hold a conversation. Is there anywhere he's likely to stop and rest? Or perhaps there's a way to slow him down? Well, what's the rush? I was just thinking we should wait here and maybe enjoy a cold mug of carrot juice and... No? Well, if it's really that important... You could try using these balls of mouse flesh, not to be confused with the other thing. Moose? Yeah, moose. Runningway's other notable feature is his sense of chatter, so you'll have no trouble finding him in a crowd. When you do, try lobbing your balls at him. Crude, but it proves effective. He was here in Greatest Endsvale when last I saw him. Let us split up and find him. Unassuming Lopret. Okay, I just wanted to see what would happen. Nope, that's still unassuming Lopret. I guess this is the only one that's running around? Nope, it has to say the running way.
Yeah, running away is actually truly running.
Yeah, but they were
He
also
comes from
running.
the left side right
Yeah.
at the start.
Yeah, that's what I saw it the first time. I just wanted to know what would happen if I just threw her at an unassuming Lopret.
I thought you already did that.
Yes, but then I saw a second person running around. Yes, must be this one. Come on. Ugh. There we go.
Yay.
Yes, I'm running away. Do you mind explaining why you hit me with the face in your... hit me in the face with your balls of mouse flesh? I'm highly knowledgeable about the final days. That's the most ridiculous thing I've heard since I woke up. Who told you that joke? As we got time to look into the final days when there's so much to do before the great voyage. It's true that Heidelin did impart to us some knowledge of the event, but I know about as much as any other Loppert around here. Less probably. I don't know why anyone would think it's too funny to go around telling people I'm an expert. They better hope that I don't get my paws on them. Sorry I couldn't be of more help, but if there's nothing else, I have work to do. And I'm off. I could find neither hide nor hair of him. How did you fare? So he knows no more than the others. Care to explain yourself, Growing Way? Well, you see, I misremembered. Yes, that's it. I misremembered. Terribly sorry about that. Afraid I'm drawing a blank, though. Try as I might, I can't remember who I was thinking of. On an unrelated note, what about Urianger? I assume you spoke with him earlier, but did he say when he'll be returning? He has to deliver a package. On his way to the Watcher's Palace with Livingway. Between Growing Way's sudden lapse of memory and our lack of other leads, maybe our time we better spent lending Urianger a hand. What? Now, hold on a moment. It's all coming back to me. Yes, I remember. The information looking for is in the archives. Yes, that's where you'll find all sorts of useful knowledge, including that pertaining to the final days. Oh, what to do. I promised Livingway I would help, but... No, I promised I'd help, so that's what I'll do. The archives are on the second floor of the main plaza, the eastern wing. Follow me. I suspect the Lopperts are up to something, but if there is aught to be learned of the final days, I think it best we play along. For now, at least.
Which side is this teleporter at? Oh.
The archives are right through the store, but it seems to be locked. I guess we'll just have to go and find whoever has the key. Growing Way. Enough. If you have not else to tell us of the final days, you need only say so. We can ill afford to be wasting time here, as you well know. Did you yourselves not tell us we must act quickly? Yes, we did, but the moon was to be a perfect paradise for the people of Aetheres, and we're running out of time to make everything ready for their arrival. We hoped you'd see the wonders we had to offer, but you found nothing but faults and flaws in our work. Only one of you saw potential, so your others must be kept here. Ah, so that's Living Way's game. Run us about in circles, and failing that, lock us away so we can't put the plan at risk. Everyone except Urianger. He understands what is at stake. What must be done? I fear you misjudged us, Growing Way. Never have we decried the notion of using the moon as a means of escape. That said, my heart breaks at the thought of abandoning Aetheres and her reflections to their doom. If there is a way to avert the final days, I wish to find it. We all do. We may fail, but our efforts may never be at the expense of your plans. But why would you take that risk? There's no room for ifs and maybes now. The people of Aetheres will escape here to the moon. They'll be safe and we'll finally get to see all the happy, smiling faces. I'm sorry, but we can't let you leave. We just can't. Do what you must, but try not to hurt them. Imagine their surprise when they find out that only Charlian signed up for the space trip. Be back in a moment. Don't do anything rash while I'm gone. If we dally, they'll overwhelm us with sheer numbers. I say we knock these ones out, split up, and make our way to the exit. Agreed. Let us reconvene where Argos awaits outside. It's rabbit kicking day. Operates defeated.
Oh, damn it.
What?
For some reason I remembered the entrance being at the bottom, not the top.
Ah.
So I
would
jumped
explain
down.
why you ran off that way.
Well, at least we're not too far apart.
Mm-hmm. Good, you're here. We must hurry to the Watcher's Palace and find Urianger.
And what, pray tell, do we seek at the Watcher's Palace?
Oh, come off it, friend. You know full well why we're here. The time has come for you to return to Aetheris and help your brethren prepare for their journey here and beyond.
Forgive me, Living Way, but I cannot in good conscience proceed with this plan.
Huh? But what about the final days? The death and the doom? Oh, we have to hurry before it's too late.
Your unflagging commitment to your duty is endearing, to say the least.
Oh, bugger!
Be at ease. They bear you no grudge, nor do I. How could we, having come to understand your purpose? For millennia, you and yours worked tirelessly towards the singular purpose of this heavenly vessel's construction. An arduous feat by any measure. 'Tis clear you have spared no effort. Why, your very names are a testament to your dedication.
Our names? I'm not sure I understand what you're getting at.
Names are an expression of the self, a declaration of one's hopes and aspirations. Your use of contemporary, uncomplicated nomenclature doth ensure clarity of purpose. There can be no doubt that your love for the people of Aetheris is boundless and pure.
Yes! Yes! A most mellifluous phrasing. We Loperids were born of Hydaelyn's love for Aetheris. That shining, shimmering blue jewel, brightest star in the sky, brimming with life and possibilities. For as long as I can remember, I've toiled in anticipation of the day when this vessel might be needed. All I've ever wanted was to meet those she cherished so dearly. To serve, and serve well. That goes for all of us, don't you see? So help us. Help us help them. Lead them here where we can keep them safe. If there's anything wrong with what we've built, we'll fix it. We'll make it right.
Your works want not for repair. Yet there remaineth much for you to learn of men, and your own kin besides. Singing Way, thy name bespeaketh more than the simple marriage of rhythm and rhyme. The songs of Aetheris are beyond counting, and span the length and breadth of emotion. Maps are monuments to man's pioneering spirit, and his devotion to charting the furthest reaches of our star. Many have devoted their lifetimes to exploratory pursuits, to venture unto the highest mountains and the deepest oceans in search of unknown frontiers. And thou, my friend, I do not think we've met.
My name is Puddingway.
Puddingway? Yes, indeed. A name of deep and abiding significance, I'm sure. But one perhaps better communicated through delicious deeds than tasteless words.
Thinking to pick
A
that up on
judicious
spot.
application of fey magics at a later juncture may be appropriate. And Living Way. 'Tis no easy feat to convey the significance of thy moniker. When I was a bookish boy, A dear friend of mine was fond of peppering me with questions as I read, to my occasional annoyance. One day, I posed to her a question of mine own. What doth it mean to live? After much contemplation, she proffered this answer, the anticipation of a half-read story's conclusion. The hope today's mistake may serve as tomorrow's lesson. The wish that a new acquaintance may one day call thee friend. She believed it to be all these moments and more.
I want to understand, but
I, too, still labor to find mine own answer. 'Twould be my pleasure to assist you and yours in embarking on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. For thee. Ink as blue as the waters of Aetheris. Made in haste, though I assure thee, the quality has not suffered for it. The people need not be persuaded by honeyed words. Nay, I have faith they shall do what is right in due course. Until they do, I beg your patience, friends. And with that ink, let us fill the empty pages of Living Way's compendium. An open exchange of ideas will surely afford you all a better understanding of modern man, and with it, ideas for improvements and renovations. But more importantly, it shall empower us to together find a way forward.
I hope you're right. Thank you for this lovely gift.
There you have it. I shall remain with the Loporrits to ensure that all is in order. Though we must needs prepare for every eventuality, you would all agree that the evacuation of our star is a last resort. To accept failure is to accept the demise not only of our star, but that of Reen's, of all reflections, and the souls that call them home. Which is why I have every faith that you shall fight to the last, that such drastic measures may prove unnecessary.
Should the worst come to the worst, and I pray deeply that it won't, I'll take comfort in knowing preparations were made under your watchful eye.
Aye, thou mayest be assured that if calamity cometh, not a soul will be left behind, if being the operative term.
I hate to interrupt, but I feel like I need to make amends for all the secrecy.
Think nothing of it. We haven't been the most gracious of guests. Do convey our apologies to Growingway and the others.
But of course! And when next we welcome more guests from Aetheris, we'll have learned to be much more hospitable hosts. Oh, and circling back to the matter of inappropriate secrecy, we ought to discuss our benefactors.
Agreed. The Sharlayan Forum, yes?
What? How did you know?
The more I heard, the more obvious it became. The forum's aims align closely with those of your anonymous patrons. A telling coincidence would be an understatement. Though had we not taken it upon ourselves to peruse certain restricted tones in Labyrinthos, we might still be unaware of their plans. But let us continue this discussion upon our return. I dare say we have kept Alphino and the others waiting long enough.
It was a relief to see Living Way was pleased with my gift of ink. To serve and serve well. Though their knowledge may be lacking, their boundless love is a blessing without peer. It will be no easy task to prepare them for what must needs be done, but gladly do I embrace this duty, even if it doth necessitate that we part ways for a time. Forgive me my absence, but I have the utmost faith in you, in all our fellow Scions. When I next return to Aetheris, I pray I find you all in good health and good spirits. Level up. I learned expiation. Expiation? Whatever.
Expiation?
Yeah, it upgrades my spirit within to an AoE and does more damage.
Oh. I'm not familiar at all with any of your skills.
Mostly just deal damage, hit things, deal damage in an area, and heal. And also mitigations. With the Loporrit's in Urianji's capable hands, we needn't worry about affairs here in our absence. Knowing now the fate of their earthly collaborators, there's much to discuss with Alphino and the others. Let us return to the Tower of Babel. Our battle for the star will soon begin in earnest, and we must be prepared. Gosh, I can scarcely believe we went to the moon and back. We'll have time to reflect on that later. Right now, we need to head back to Camp Broken Glass and deliver a thoroughly detailed report to Lucia. I'd like to very much know how everyone is getting on here as well. They'd only just begun to treat the distempered prisoners when we left. I share your curiosity, but warning our allies of the final days is of greater importance. I speak not only of the contingent, of course. The heads of state of every nation must know what we have learned.
We know not when or where and in what manner the final days will begin to manifest, and so we must see that everyone is prepared. Agreed, though we may wish to stress the importance of discretion lest the public be sent into a panic. Not that anyone in a position of responsibility should need to be told as much, but it bears repeating. Anyway, first things first, to Camp Broken Glass. It's good to see you all again. No worse for your lunar adventure, I hope. We've done what we can for now, and believe me, we intend to tell you all about it. But before we do, might you tell us what's become of Garlemald in our absence? We succeeded in subduing the Tempest inside the Tower of Babil. We took many alive, but combined with those who were already in our custody, the number requiring care has grown exponentially. The inclement conditions here have made it difficult, if not impossible, to treat them all here, so we have petitioned the aid of the allied nations. Some are understandably hesitant to offer assistance, particularly those that were but recently subject to imperial occupation. That said, several others have agreed to grant them refuge for treatment. With the assistance of your fellow scions, we endeavored to see them safely transported and subsequently cured of their tempering. Will all the tempered be relocated? Not all, no. We have sufficient shelter to attend to those whose treatment has begun, and enough healers have volunteered to remain until their patients have recovered. Euless is one such patient, though he is not yet fit to receive visitors. Truth be told, it was a miracle he and those in his company were not harmed in the chaos. If not for Alphinaud and Alice's timely assistance, I dare say none of them would be with us today. In light of recent developments, have the Alliance leaders come to any decisions regarding Garlemald? Given the tremendous ramifications of what has happened here, it will take time to determine what must be done. In the meantime, they intend to work with the Eastern Alliance to keep a close watch over the provinces. We have other news to share. Shortly after Anima was defeated, we received report that each and every tower has vanished. For a mercy, the process was apparently not quite as violent as that you experienced in Thafnir. Those who were trapped within them have been rescued and are receiving treatment. To hasten this endeavor, the beast tribes have received instruction in the magics needed to cure tempering. Master Matoya is no doubt thrilled the Mother Porxia affords us so many visitors. Yes, we are grateful for our ongoing efforts, as well as those of our comrades near and far. As for the contingent, several of our members have been granted leave to return to their homelands after the transfer of Temper has been completed. Lucia and I will remain, along with a small force to continue offering aid to those here in Garlemald. The Empire may be no more, but there are yet those who would call these lands home. I believe that accounts for recent events here. So, what of the moon and the Telophoroi? Well, you're not going to believe this. First we fought Zodiac. First we fought Zodiac. Then we made a bunch of rabbits. The final days. Gods, I prayed your victory would mark the end of our troubles. There is still much we do not know, but the Alliance leaders must be told. Would you be willing to contact them in our stead? Yes, of course. I will send word forthwith. We will also release your fellow scions to their present duties that they may return to Charlion. Your energies are better spent finding a means to avert the coming apocalypse. Speaking of your fellow scions, you will be happy to hear that Mistress Kryl, though still on the mend, has been moved to the Baldasian Annex and given into Tataru's care. Thank you. I look forward to seeing them both upon our return. Let us be on our way then. But one last thing, if I may. After your confrontation with Zodiac, you said Xenos took his leave, and in all likelihood he has returned here to Golemund. I have a mind to dispatch scouts to try and ascertain his whereabouts, but first wish to ask if you believe there is merit in doing so. If they found him, they would not likely live to tell the tale. I suppose you're right. To dispatch good soldiers in pursuit of such a beast would be to send them to their deaths. Pray, forget I entertained the notion. While on the subject of Xenos, the 10th Legion had made an official proclamation. They denounced the Crown Prince and condemned his role in the Empire's downfall. His very title has become a source of shame among his former subjects, and his continued use serves only to hinder relations with foreign nations. For this reason, he has been declared as Xenos Viator Galvus, outcast and enemy of Golemund. Van Daniel is no more, and now his own people turn against him. It seems he's naught but his bloodlust to keep him company. Better that than an army to see it sated. At any rate, I will not keep you longer. I pray you safe passage back to Charlion. Oh no. How dare you give me a free teleport?
Hey, you accepted it.
Well, it would be a waste if I didn't.
Still funny that you always get there first, even though I'm the one who did the teleport.
Yep. Hooray for SSDs. Welcome back, Green. I was so terribly worried about you. Though it is plain I have caused my own fair share of worry, and for that I apologize. Heidelin called to me that day when you entered the Tower of Babel. Her pleas were faint but desperate, and I knew at once she required a vessel to carry out her will. What came after feels like a dream barely remembered, my body flowing through the light stream towards Golemund. When I regained consciousness, it was all aches and frostbite, exhausted of ether, so exhausted in fact I could only laugh, for it was in that moment I understood Ra's weariness from the Tower of Salt. Would that I could laugh upon at a time like this. Though he prevented Zodiac from being unleashed upon the world, I am curious to know what else took place here on the moon. Perhaps we should wait for the others to join us before you give your account. Let us reconvene in the main hall once they've arrived. Wait for your comrades to arrive. Sorry to kept you all waiting. Not at all. We understand you've been quite busy. Will Urianger be joining us? Nope, he got his hand full with some rabbits. Duty keeps him away, I'm afraid, though Green can explain why better than I. The moon is a spaceship. And it's piloted by rabbits. The final days, as befell Amaroth. And we are to escape via the moon, what are the source and its reflections? I have no intention of standing by while the world falls to ruin. So, how do we stop this? Unfortunately, we have no answers at present. If the celestial currents have grown stagnant, as was the case in the time of Amaroth, the solution would be to alter the flow of ether throughout the entirety of the star. The ancients accomplished this by summoning Zodiac, sacrificing half the star's population in the doing. But it should go without saying that such a sacrifice must not, cannot be repeated. Which leaves us with the daunting task of identifying the underlying catalyst for the final days, a feat that even the Amarotines could not accomplish. Unfortunately, we have found no clues in Mare Lamentorum. There is still much that we do not know about the catastrophe itself, let alone what may have caused it. The final days were marked by the corruption of the Amarotines' creation magics, but we command no such power, which invites a question: what havoc is in store for us? If we knew that much, perhaps we could draw some parallel with the events of the past, and thereby form some semblance of a plan. Perhaps we should start with the Forum, then. Having worked with the Lobrits in secret all this time, there's surely more they can tell us. Forgive the interruption, but I have urgent news. The Forum is holding a public assembly in the plaza outside. Some sort of announcement. What is Father up to now? There's only one way to find out. I don't like the ominous music. It's always something bad's gonna happen.
Order! Order, I say! I thank you all for gathering here on such short notice. This day we must speak of grave affairs and their implications for the future of Sharlayan, nay, of this very star. Said affairs concern all citizens. So we have called for a public assembly. You may have heard rumors of the Telophoroi and the havoc these madmen wreak abroad. Under normal circumstances, we would pay little heed to petty disturbances outside our borders. The final days, however, are another matter altogether. For we dare not ignore these prophetic words of Eld. The Endbearers will come, ushering chaos and calamity. The final days descend and devour the very star.
I've never heard this prophecy.
Is it true? Will all that really happen?
Calm yourselves. The time has come to speak of the Forum's most sacred duties. But first,
Give voice to the voiceless. Let bindings be unbound. By unanimous decree, I declare the enchantment broken.
Master Leveilleur, if you would.
Very well. "270 years ago, our forebears began an expedition in the Dravanian hinterlands, in search of a route to access the ethereal sea. This much is public knowledge. Their findings, however, would become the Forum's most closely guarded secret. What those researchers discovered in the hinterlands was not a passage unto the ethereal sea, but the very heart of our star, and Hydaelyn herself. She spoke to them of a calamity that would extinguish all life, and of a mean...
Oh, damn it, I accidentally skipped that.
'Tis in truth
all they would be
a
spared.
gargantuan vessel built to serve as sanctuary for her children and deliver them from this doom. Much like Njunkref's hope in ages past, it will bear the people of a world in the throes of death to a new home.
Needless to say, this will be no small undertaking. To facilitate the great work, the Forum has maintained close contact with the servants of Hydaelyn, who presently reside on the moon. Convinced that the foretold end was all but inevitable, we began amassing a wealth of knowledge, not merely for the betterment of our nation, but in preparation for the journey to come.
You reveal this to us now? By the gods, how long do we have?
While we cannot say with certainty, we believe the hour to be nigh. We received a transmission from the moon suggesting as much not long ago. Which is why we must in earnest begin preparations for the great exodus. For his impressive contributions and the leadership he demonstrated during our withdrawal from Dravania, we have elected Master Leveilleur to oversee this initiative.
Fellow scribes and scholars, my countrymen, we face a threat of unprecedented scale. We must challenge the trials before us with composure and conviction if we are to find salvation. The wisdom of Sharlayan has ever been a shining beacon in the darkness, and so it shall continue to be. It is our solemn charge to see our heritage preserved for future generations. For those who will come after, we will brave a new frontier.
Administrative edicts will be relayed to all major institutions ere long. In the meantime, carry on with your duties. With that, I hereby call this assembly to a close.
It's worse. It's a council.
Do you remember what Mother told us when we visited home? That it wasn't until after we were born that Father seemed to lose himself in his work. If that great work of his was the evacuation of this star, then...
Yes. It wasn't for his benefit. Would you mind waiting here a moment? I wish to speak with Father before we leave.
Take your time.
Thank you. I shan't be long.
If it's all the same to you, I have a few choice words to share with Father as well.
You stay civil.
So, come to call us cowards and bid us join your fruitless battle against the inevitable.
Nay, we do not object to the Forum's proposal. On the contrary, those who wish to flee have every right to do so. Urianger is cooperating with your associates on the moon to ensure that all is ready should evacuation be our only recourse.
Then whatever your business, I suggest you be brief.
Though we cannot boast the boundless wisdom of Charlian, we have first-hand knowledge of foreign cultures and have conversed with no small number of peoples. These experiences have taught us fundamental truths that cannot be recorded in any tome, nor charted on any map. The beating heart of this planet is its people, many of whom would give anything, even their lives, to protect the lands they love. Many may choose to join you in the end. But what of those unwilling or unable, for whom escape will never be an option? What would you have them do? To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, Father. It is indolence. This is why we choose to fight.
We'll not ask for your understanding, Father. Only that you don't turn a blind eye to the good we have done, that we can still do. We're not children in need of protection. Hold fast to your principles and let the world burn if it please. But we believe there is still another way. And if there is, we will find it. You see if we don't.
Do as you will. Just stay out of our way.
Were he not so consumed with self-righteousness, he might tell you how proud he is of you both.
Bold words call for bold action. And there'll be no turning to your father should plans go awry.
As if I ever would. So long as there are those who wish to stay and fight for this star, we have to do what we can to help them.
And if we're to do that, we'll need to be well rested. Wouldn't you agree? And having triumphed over what we once thought to be the source of all evil, I can think of no one in greater need of at least a dozen winks.
Shall we then? To the Annex, to prepare for tomorrow.
Yes, they are teenagers. They also kick people's asses. I think they're like, what, 16 or something?
What, sorry?
Just trying to guess Alfino and Ali's age.
I think they said they were 17 now.
Oh, right. I guess enough time has passed since the Realm Reborn. Ah, the ass kicker job class, yes. Well, technically, Alice is. She's a red mage. Alfino's a healer with guns. Cal tells me that the Forum made a rather momentous announcement. So there's gonna be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret laid after. Why me, I ask myself. Why me? Why us? Why now? Why Wanda? There's no use for fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's a hopper praying for us much.
Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Retire to your chamber. A visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? Oh no, who do we choose?
Entirely up to you.
Allie say.
Craving a midnight snack, were you? I did consider bringing a few sweets, but decided this wasn't an appropriate occasion. I couldn't sleep. Had a few things on my mind. I know it's late, so I'll try not to talk your ear off. It's Xenos. I keep thinking back to Garlemald when he'd taken control of your body. An altogether terrifying experience, to say the least, and one that served as a harsh reminder. No one, no matter how strong or quick or clever, is invincible. Not even you. And as much as it might seem at times that you are, one misstep, one mistake, and that's that. Which is why, even though I know you've heard it 1,000 times before, I'm going to tell you to take better care of yourself. Because you really, really should. It goes without saying that we're all committed to this fight. But that doesn't mean that we need to throw our lives away. You know how I feel about noble sacrifices. Right, that's settled. We'll be keeping the acts of gratuitous bravado to a minimum. When I looked father in the eye and swore we'd find a way to avert this tragedy, it wasn't a promise just for him. It was a promise for you, too.
Short while earlier in the Alamegan Quarter. Oh, I think I saw the job class mentors for Red Mage and Dancer. Yep, that's them.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
I'm now behind you. Gratia was going on and on about how
they fought
thirsty
their
he
way
is
to
for me.
Garlemald and took the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet, but to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Meanwhile, in Ishgard. Oh, hey, that's the guy from the firmament with the crafting quests. Oh, and there's a Dark Knight.
Another day, another commission of paramount importance. Well, what have we here? Hey, are you all right? Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat has abated. And yet, why does it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
Oh, that's ominous. I'm gonna go take a water break.
Okay.